Black Widow infestation at preschool being ignored. They're ignoring the Black Widow infestation. It's like, I understand you're scared, but would they make 9 movies about Spider-Man if it wasn't at least a little bit of a possibility? Hey everyone, I'm a 2-year-old teacher in the Southwest United States. I need some advice regarding a severe infestation in our building that is being ignored. This is kind of a long one, so buckle up. It's a fucking long, guys. I work in a small but expensive high-end school that holds many classes and daycare rooms, ages ranging from 1 month old infants to 10-year-old school-aged kids. To 10-year-olds. Okay. To 10-year-olds. They're 10-year-olds, but they're not school-aged kids. And then there's 10-year-old school-aged kids. The building isn't big, but there are classrooms for each age group. For weeks, I have been noticing black widows on the younger kids' playgrounds. I informed the director multiple times, but they tell me not to worry about it and stop telling him. I know there's poisonous spiders on the playground equipment. I put them there. I'm doing something. Don't you fucking foil my Black Widow thing. We're going to make the news. And all press is good press. The kids are still supposed to go outside despite the spiders. One of my students tried to touch one, and I ran to scoop her up so she couldn't get bit. I once again expressed my concern, and the school director let the kids look at the nest of mamas uncomfortably close, and then just tapped the hole in an already broken fence. And then just taped the hole in an already broken fence. They didn't even tape the spot where they came from. I don't know how appropriate showing them a Black Widow that wasn't confined was, considering these are 2-year-old children. That's still not the climax of this situation. Okay, so they're like, look at these fucking poisonous spiders. Like, the one most iconic spider in the world. And the black, it's up there. At least for me, it's up there. I remember in New Jersey where I was born. I think I saw one Black Widow, and it was in my life, and I had to have been like 5 to 7. So I was young, and I even then I knew. I was like, oh shit, that's a real Black Widow because it has the hourglass. So it's like even then as a kid, it was like burned in my memory of that Black Widow in that kid's backyard. Okay, but that's still not the climax of the situation. Today I was sweeping the floor after lunch and I saw baby spiders emerge from the broom. My co-teacher recoiled and asked me what species they were. I had a strong feeling they were widow babies. They're widow babies. They're widow babies? No, they're not widow babies. They're widow babies. No, not the widow babies. Oh, the widow babies are coming out of the broom. The widow babies. Okay, that's going to all be distorted. The widow babies are all coming out of the broom. Oh, no, I'm so scared of the widow babies. Take a little break before I lose my mind saying widow babies. Comedy is like brief insanity. If you can I think like the best comedy is inducing a brief insanity into people. A brief insanity that's grounded enough that you can kind of go in and out of it. I should probably delve deeper into that, but we got the widow babies. I live 2 minutes away from my workplace and had just gotten bug spray for a Black Widow infestation in our neighborhood. Although widows are pretty easily identified, the bug guys reassured us that these were definitely Black Widow mamas and had also shown us the model of the babies. Anyway, I immediately went back to where I had gotten the broom and found giant mama Black Widow spiders by the children's kitchen toys. They're gonna eat a fucking Black Widow. Dude, if one of these kids gets bitten by a Black Widow and their fucking blood congeals, we can look up what Black Widow venom does to people. I'm sure it fucking... There's one that like just makes your skin just like rot off. I think there's one that makes your fucking like animal venom that just makes your blood like clot, just become sludge. Nature's scary, yo. I was also informed by my sister, who works in the younger class, that a nest was in a toddler room, and one widow almost crawled in a sleeping 1 year old. At this point in time, we were making beds for nap time. Walked in my concern to my managers. I was ignored for 15 minutes despite calling it in. I can't leave my classroom due to the child ratio laws. So I killed the mama spiders as the kids were beginning to get curious. Quick, kill the poisonous spiders before the kids realize it and they panic. And then the spiders start panicking and biting everybody. Yo, I want to meet this teacher. She sounds like a fucking badass. There's motherfucking spiders on these motherfucking toddlers. Get these motherfucking spiders off these motherfucking toddlers. And like, whatever, bitch. Spider. You know how much bigger a toddler is than a spider? It ain't fucking rocket science. After those 15 minutes, I finally got a response. I was once again blown off without anyone even looking at them. Even being told, there are many species of spiders. I'm sure they're just copies of them and aren't poisonous. Hey, that is a thing that happens in spider species, where snake species, where there will be a poisonous version and then there'll be a lookalike non-poisonous version. Does it happen to black widows? Never heard of it. You shouldn't have killed it, so we could have tested it. What, you're gonna trap a black widow and be like, all right, let's test it. Who's gonna test it? Get a low potential toddler to fucking put his hand in there, get bit, and if it swells up, we got a genuine black widow. Or a widow baby. Or is it just a widow baby? One of the directors took a look and saw multiple black widows, acknowledged it, but said she'd deal with it later. I'll deal with it once one of the kids dies. So my co-teacher and I, while setting up nap time, were stunned. There are mamas and babies littered throughout the school with their spindly legs and red tummies. I almost got bit trying to move and kill a massive mama hurtling right to one of the children's floor mats used as beds. I had 13 two-year-old children forced to have a nap time on the floor right next to the nest with black widows, blissfully unaware of how dangerous it is. We're gonna rotate the toddlers who sleep next to the black widow's nest because it's fair. But I just imagine these spiders like shooting themselves, like if they all of a sudden they can fucking jump, they're just shooting themselves. They're shooting webs and they're like pulling themselves up, like they're like up towards the child, and then the school teacher's just like shooting spitballs, shooting the spiders out of the air, just saving kids' life. Oh my god, this is insane. It's like you guys have to share a mat. Like, why do we have to share a mat? Because that mat over there is a death sentence. The director, after I left my shift, had proceeded to tell everyone I was wrong, even though she hadn't left her office to look at all. There are pictures, and she absolutely knows they're widows. All of the teachers in the facility began to retaliate and took my side by saying these are absolutely black widows, and it's so unsafe. They have the red hourglass tummies. It's like, you know, she's a fucking school teacher if she's saying look at its tummy. Look at the tummy of the spider. They are black and spindly. It's really not hard to see they're authentic widows. Like you're trying to fucking get your card graded. It's like, are you sure this is an authentic Charizard? Look at the tummy, man. It's not hard to tell. The director responded by blaming the lack of cleaning by us teachers and just told us to step on it if you see one. They're now crawling in the infant room. No. Fuck. Get these motherfucking snakes out of the motherfucking infant room. What is happening here? This has to be like a Halloween prank or something. The infant room, the toddler room, the 2-year-old room, the preschool room. They're everywhere now. We lost the war, guys. This is like fucking COVID. They're airborne. I have pressed this issue so hard in concern for the safety of not only the kids, but also the employees who clean the toys and play sets. Well, okay. There are employees who clean the toys and play sets. Maybe the director, manager bitch is half right. You ain't doing a good job cleaning. They're crawling on the children at nap time. The kids try to touch them. I beg the directors to do something about it for weeks, but they just blow it off and say it's not a big deal, that it's not my place to demand bug spray. All right, lady, you got to go to your local news. You might lose your job, but at least no spider is going to go. You got to film. Bring it. Yo, your local news is going to jizz all over this. They're going to fucking love it. Or if you can come in on the weekend. I know no one wants to fucking put any extra time and effort into work when you're not supposed to be there and you don't have to, but if someone's life's at risk, if they're in the infant room, I mean, the preschoolers can handle it. They got decent enough hand-eye coordination, but the infants are going to see the red tummies and they're going to be confused, so I want to contact the lead director of the company and tell them about this infestation. However, I've heard they're very close with one another and our directors are notoriously petty, if you will. They're going to let these fucking children get bit. I mean, I don't know if this is illegal. This is definitely not legal advice. This is illegal advice. This is not legal advice. It's illegal advice. So you said you were giving me legal advice. No, I said I was giving you illegal advice. I don't know why that's so funny to me. But yo, get a jar of them and put the fucking spiders on their desk. That's what I want to say. But I don't know if unleashing venomous animals and bugs in someone's room is fucking illegal. So that's not legal advice. It's potentially illegal advice. Aim slights and disadvantages towards the teachers they dislike. So I'm not even sure I could contact anyone anonymously. But alas, that's simple work drama. The spiders, however, concern the kids too. It becomes scary to the point where widows are in my teacher cabinet. The widows used to be only outside, but because the directors have done nothing about the situation, they are now inside. I have another shift tomorrow, and honestly, it's so stressful to be in a room with small children and lots of spiders. I have to go back to work. I don't know what's worse. What's more stressful, the small children or the spiders? Shit. I can't imagine sending a young child to daycare/school and have them be severely poisoned by these black widows in the building. This infestation is absolutely insane. I'm so worried about my kiddos. All right. Okay. I'm gonna actually reserve. I like this teacher. I'm gonna reserve. She can call them her kiddos, I guess, but only for the fucking year you have them. Okay. All right. Sorry. This is getting stupid. It's any day now. One will get bit. Does anyone have any advice what I should do? Okay, I give you some great advice, which was go to your local news, send them some of that good footage. Send them some of that footage of like a spider crawling around a toddler. Put a jar of the spiders in the director's office. All right, you can put them in a jar, and then you can put them not in a jar if you want some. The legal advice is put them in a jar. The illegal advice is put them not in a jar. Show up on the weekend and do the job yourself. But you're a fucking warrior. Let's see what. Okay, so I just looked up what's bit by a black widow. You may have painful swelling around the bite. You may also notice cramps, muscle spasms, and achiness. You may be sick to your stomach. Oh, are they not deadly? They rarely kill people. And then the above it says it's gonna get worse for 12 hours after you're bit, and then they should start to get away. Wash the bite well with soap and water. Dude, I was fucking scared of black widows growing up. So yeah, I gave you some advice. We riffed on that well. I hope to God you don't end up on the news. And if you do, I hope it's because you fucking ratted them out and you got the fucking news over there. See, if local news stayed local, it wouldn't be that bad. It's when they like have all this canned, I think they literally call it must run material, where like whoever owns all the local news places, they have their own agenda and they feed them stories that they have to run. If it's actually like stories about your community and bringing awareness to like things like this, it's like, yeah, local news is great.